Thanks for the support as a channel member, Nathan Curry. Oh, it's been a while since you've had a Leicester video. I've forgotten half of what's been going on. Should we remind ourselves what's going on in the save? That's probably for the best. Hello and welcome to part 38 of my FM21 save with Leicester. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the first leg of our Champions League first knockout round tie against Bayern Munich. I mean, that couldn't have been much. What's the point in winning our group? And we're also at home against Manchester United in the Premier League, a game that we have to win if we're in with any chance at all of winning a third successive Premier League. As you can see, Manchester United currently 7 points clear of us with 12 games to go. We've got to get a win if we're going to get back into that title race. Since you were last with me, we've obviously played a lot of games. We've got through the entirety of December and January, including a transfer window where we didn't really do much. We'll look at that in a second. But we won most of our games, apart from this one where we lost against Arsenal, which is a bit of a frustration. We are still in the FA Cup, we're obviously still in the Champions League. We've got the chance for trophies this year, but of course the only one that we want is the Champions League. Transfer window wise, we haven't really done anything. There's been a little bit of jiggling around, getting players out of the club who we weren't really using. Alderweireld went to Benfica for $750,000, having never played for us. And we've loaned out Fofana again. I hope this isn't going to be the opposite of what, or a repeat of what happened last year with opposite players last year. We got rid of Werner and Barnes at this stage of the season and then had a left winger crisis for the rest of the season. We've now got rid of two centre-backs. I don't think that will be a problem. We've obviously got Romagnoli, Luis Felipe, Upamecano. How do you say his name? Because I keep getting to Upamecano. Yeah, so apparently I've been saying it Upamecano, which I don't think I have. Upamecano. And of course, Declan Rice can drop back there if needed as well. So we should be fine at centre-back. But we are having a little bit of an injury crisis already. As you can see, injuries to Ricardo Pereira, Renato Sanchez, Dembele and Kimmich, all currently unavailable for this game against Bayern Munich. A real shame with Kimmich not being able to play against his former club. And also, I didn't think I'd be saying this at the start of the season, a real shame that Dembele is not going to be available because he's turned into a superstar over the course of the period of games we've just played. Now on 12 goals, 9 assists from 23 games on a 7.13, he has been in really rather good form. He had a proper purple patch over the Christmas period, getting 5 goals over the Christmas games. And yeah, he's doing what Pulisic isn't really doing for us, who we're still not able to get a performance out of this guy, despite spending all that money on him and him being so very good for Chelsea last year, which is a little bit of a shame. But he's got to play today because Dembele is unavailable. So this is the team for the Bayern Munich game. First leg only today because we've got the Manchester United game. So we are away from home. So as ever, we just don't want to lose too badly. Leave ourselves in a position where we can still win the game in that second leg. Oh, and by the way, I'm still not fully decided about Erling Haaland. I've been looking at XG to goals ratios. Haaland, an XG of 17.46 this year, 19 goals. So still scoring ahead of his XG. But when you look at James Maddison, who's doubling his XG, Belotti, who's doubling his XG, Werner, who on a much smaller sample size is almost doubling his XG. Even Dembele's scoring better against his XG than Erling Haaland is. Haaland's getting a lot of chances and a lot of game time in a very good side, and is scoring what you'd expect him to score, but he's not overperforming. I think Belotti needs to be back in. Do I put Belotti back in the side? It's a big call for a game like this. I think we go with Haaland today. If he bottles it again, Belotti's in for the second leg. So Donnarumma in goal. A back four of Grimaldo, Romagnoli, Upamecano and Castagna. Rice at the base of the midfield. Valverde an hour ahead of him. Neymar and Pulisic supporting Haaland up front. There's been lots. This is the first episode I recorded a whole batch in advance for over the Christmas period. So the whole Pulisic discussion. I've now seen it happening in the comments over the last several episodes, and it seems like you lot can't decide. The amount of people who are quite passionate about it being one way or the other. Apparently they're both right, but they're not both right because yes, if he was, is it Croatian? Is the origin of the name? If he was Croatian, he would say Pulisic. Fully get that. He's not Croatian. He's American, and I am told the man himself says Pulisic. So if that's how he says his own name, that's how I'm going to say his name. So to my mind, there's not there's not two right ways. There's the way he says it, and there's the way other people with the same name might say it. It's like it's hyacinth bouquet syndrome. You don't know what that is? You need to get older and be more British, because then you'd know what I was talking about when I said hyacinth bouquet. It was a sitcom in like the early to mid 90s in Britain, with a woman whose surname was spelt Bucket, but pronounced it bouquet. It's the same thing. I imagine she was Christian Pulisic's mother. That's what I imagine has happened there. Right. 0-0 at half time. Very happy with all that. Pump the fists. Go out there. Do it again in the second half. If we end this game with a 0-0 with some of our injured players returning for the second leg, that's an excellent result as far as I'm concerned. We've not really created anything. We've had one shot and we missed with it. It's not really the all-conquering Leicester side we've come to know and love over the last few seasons. But to be fair, this is a Bayern Munich side that's on the verge of winning its 12th successive Bundesliga. So they're quite a good team. So we don't need to come here and dominate them. We need to come here and survive and then try and beat them in the second leg. Our wins the ball back just on the edge of our area. It's a risky place to be getting a tackle in, because you could very easily give away a penalty there. And they are knocking the ball around us beautifully here. And they did deserve that goal. It was really nice, tight little one-touch, close passing football, the sort of thing that when we're playing well, we can do. But they just weren't letting us have the ball here. They've kept possession beautifully. And, it's a beautiful little through ball from Lewandowski. And, not a lot we could do about that at all. Apparently, I thought Upamecano was injured. He's not. He's one yellow card away from a suspension. That's not a reason to take him off, Mr. Dugout Man. Right. Haaland, I'm so angry with him again. He's coming off. I'm done with him, I think. I might be done with him. We're going to bring James Maddison on in midfield as well. So these are two players coming on now who are scoring at double their XG so far this season. So if anyone's going to get us back into this game, it's James Maddison and Andrea Bellotti. Although 1-0 down, we're not out of the tie at all, but an equaliser would be spectacular. Neymar's also not turned up. What's the point in signing all of the Galacticos if they don't turn up for the big games? Timo Werner comes on the left for Neymar. We've got 10 minutes left. I'm gonna demand more again. It's the second time today I've demanded more. We're not doing anything about a goal here, and it all is beautiful. Grimaldo with the free kick. Oh, and it goes wide so many times on FM21. You get the free kick there and it goes in. It's very rare to see that free kick miss. But of course, it misses for me today, and we've lost 1-0. And like I say, we're not out of the tie, but we have got work to do in that second leg, which will be in tomorrow's video. And now we need to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and go and try and beat Manchester United to stay in the title race, or else this could be a very sad return to this save after a few days off for Christmas. So just the one change for the Manchester United game. Kimmich comes back in at right back, having recovered from his injury. Castagna dropping down to the bench. We are slowly but surely getting players fit again. Pereira is going to be 6 days. Sanchez is going to be tomorrow. Dembele is going to be 3. So Dembele probably is going to miss the second leg against Bayern, but the other 3 should all be back. So with a few extra players added in and a home advantage, you never know. We might be able to turn things around against Bayern Munich. But what we also need to turn around is this Premier League season. Manchester United, we saw how close they were to pushing us off our title perch last season. They also are the team that knocked us out of the Champions League last year at the semi-final stage and then went on to win the whole competition. This is a Manchester United side that is basically the best club side in the world now. That's the team that they've assembled. Any superstar in FM21 I've not signed, they've gone and signed. And there's your little Premier League recap before we start off as well. We've got to win if we stay in the title race. If not, we're basic. Manchester United can effectively win the league today. They won't be mathematically winning the league, but they can effectively win the league today. If they come here, beat us, they're so far clear, we've not long enough left for us to catch them. And plus, obviously, the psychological blow of coming to our place and beating us as well wouldn't be ideal. And we have an early chance here. It fell to Haaland, but he's not able to divert it goalwards. And at least we've started brightly. Hopefully this will be the day that Pulisic turns into the player we hope he can be. I mean, maybe we need to redo the whole front three. People are telling me to play him on the left. Obviously, we've got Neymar. Maybe we stick Neymar up front. Bring Timo Werner in. Stick him on the right. Let's just shuffle everything up. The attack's not working at the moment. And it's very frustrating because it has worked at times. Haaland's in here, and the shot is saved by the Manchester United goalkeeper. So our corner now with Neymar on the right-hand side. Cross comes in. It falls through Upamecano, and it's a very good save from the Manchester United goalkeeper, which I think is still De Gea. Penalty there, anybody? No? If that had happened the other way around in our penalty area, you can absolutely guarantee we give away a penalty with that. But apparently, it's Manchester United. They don't give away penalties. Who'd have thought? De Gea is the best player on the pitch at the moment for Manchester United on a 7.1, which off the back of that save does seem about right. Neymar to Grimaldo, who's looking to play a clever little ball in for Haaland, but it doesn't actually make it past the Manchester United defender. And now they're clearing again through Pogba and Ansu Fati. Pogba looks like he's playing very deep for United today, looking to play the ball over the top, but luckily Kimmich is alert to it and intercepts. Now Upamecano lumps it forward and Haaland's in behind here. He's completely on his own. He needs someone up here supporting him. Plays it back to Pulisic, who I'm not sure if he's shooting or aiming for Neymar. I think he was kind of caught between both ideas and neither of them really came off and it goes wide. But again, we're looking bright. We're looking attack focused. We're just not really doing anything. We need a finisher up there. I can't believe a side that's got a front three that we've got isn't able to convert chances. It's so frustrating. The one bright point we've got at the moment is Upamecano. Again, he's having a fantastic game, and he has been an absolute superstar since he arrived in the summer for us. Rice now sat in front of the back four, and it ends up with Grimaldo and now Neymar on the left to Aouar. Finds Valverde in loads and loads of space, who takes his time, finds Rice, who sprays it out to Kimmich, who's forward on the right-hand side into Pulisic, back to Kimmich again. There are players queued up in the middle this time for the cross. If Kimmich can get it over there, second time of asking, Neymar with the header. And it's saved once again by De Gea, who's having an absolute blinding game for United. And it's very frustrating. Today is not the day for him to do that. I'd quite like for us to score a few goals in the second half, please. We're sat there on an XG of 1 and no goal to show for it. We'll pump the fists again. We'll tell them to just keep doing what we're doing. We are playing well. If we keep playing like this, a goal is surely coming. Valverde plays it across to Aouar now, and Neymar with space to run into, plays it back to Valverde. It's Neymar with the ball over the top again. Then a shot from Neymar, and I thought that had pinged into the bottom corner, but in actual fact, I think it's hit the base of the post and then spun out for a goal kick. It was such weird ball movement there. I'd almost say it was probably something glitchy going on in the game. Why has the game gone dark? Neymar's picked up an injury. Haaland's been fouled, I think. Everything's kicking off all of a sudden. We're going to have to take Neymar off because he's picked up a knock. We've got a VAR penalty review, which hopefully we have got a penalty. It's going to be Haaland to take. No James Maddison on the pitch this time, so I don't need to panic about him. But Haaland, obviously not in good form at the moment, but his penalty does go in, and it's now 1-0 to Leicester. And as it stands, we're back in the title race. We need to take Neymar off as part of all the shenanigans. Maddison can come on for him on that left-hand side, and we have time to see the replay. It's just straight down the middle from Haaland. No messing around. Lovely stuff. 1-0 to us. That narrows the gap back down to 6 points. So still leaves us with an awful lot to do to win the league for a third year in a row, but does mean that United aren't home and dry as things stand. Although they're trying to be fancy there, but Bruno Fernandes has given the ball away and it's 2-on-2. Aouar's got Haaland ahead of him. He skips past his man. It's now 2-on-1. Aouar's in and really should be squaring that to Haaland, who has a tap in. But with De Gea in the form that he's in, makes the save, and it's another corner for us. And it's Maddison to take with the in-swinger, looking for Haaland at the near post. But the header goes over. We are looking like the old Leicester. Not the old Leicester. The Leicester from like 5 episodes ago all of a sudden. And we're playing well. Pulisic not playing well. So Werner can come on for him on the right-hand side. The sooner we can get Dembele back, the better. And I do wonder if maybe Dembele is the thing that's missing at the moment. We will take off Valverde and bring on Barnes. But what we're going to do is get Maddison into the midfield and stick Barnes further forward. So do that. And then bring Barnes on there and swap those two over to get Maddison in as the Mezzala. We know how dangerous Harvey Barnes can be on that left side as well. And it's Timo Werner with a breakaway. And it's 2-on-2 again. It's Werner and Haaland versus the United defenders. Maddison picks up the loose ball and bursts into the area, and the shot once again is saved by De Gea, who's had an incredible match for United. Werner with the cross from the scraps and Valverde with the header that goes just over. We're on an XG now of 2.31. It's only been a penalty that's managed to get past David De Gea at the moment. Luckily, United haven't really shown much in the way of scoring a goal for themselves yet. But we know how good they are, and we know there will be a goal in them if we slip up for a moment and give them the opportunity. But Barnes charging forward, doing the kind of mazy run that I'd expect from Neymar, and he just hasn't been delivering. Harvey Barnes comes in for him, and all of a sudden, he's back doing Harvey Barnes things again. It's like Barcelona all over again from a few years ago, and it's 2-0, and that should just about wrap up this result for Spain. It's brilliant from Barnes. He initially loses the ball in after the first shot, but he's the first to react. Takes it off the toe of Harry Maguire, and it's 2-0 to Leicester. Beautiful stuff, and that should be job done. Bruno Fernandes with the corner for United, but Martinez heads just over from that near post, and hopefully that's going to be the last chance of the game for either team. We'll happily take a full-time whistle now, please. They've had to take Rashford off with an injury right at the end as well, which might be significant as the rest of the season plays out. But importantly, we have shown that we're capable of beating one of the best teams in the game at home by a couple of goals. Bodes well not only for our title hunt, but also for tomorrow's return match against Bayern Munich, where we need to do exactly that job against them to keep ourselves in the Champions League. And hopefully that's exactly what we'll do. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.